Hello, hello. It is November 10th, 2023. About 10:42 a.m. I don't know why I'm looking that way when it's like the timestamp's right there. Okay. I have not had my MRI yet. That's on the 13th, so in like 3 days, I'm gonna have my MRI. But last night I was I remembered that my recent visit, or my last time I went to go get Avastin, like my third dose, someone else was there in the room where I'm getting my Avastin injection. And he was like a guy in like around 30, probably around my age. But he was in a wheelchair. And he wasn't talkative. He didn't respond to the person that took him to the clinic, and he didn't respond to the nurse giving the injection. He was very much not there or didn't like talking. And he also has glioblastoma. And I kind of just like didn't think about him being there when I'm getting my Avastin. But a part of me kind of wanted to go over there and talk to him, even if he's not a talkative dude or responsive. Because I think a part of me didn't want to acknowledge that that could be my outcome in the near future. Because right now I'm able to walk and do things on my own. But like, eventually, that's where I'm going to end up if things go for the worst. The idea with Avastin is to like basically slow that down inevitably, just forever. Because you can't cure cancer. So. But yeah, that guy was like somebody that was the first time I saw somebody in the clinic at the same time as me. I'm wondering, like, what led up to him being there. Because the thing is, the nurse that gives the Avastin injection is obviously someone that very much supports Avastin and is like, oh, I bet this is Avastin's the reason why he's feeling better. It's like, is he feeling better? He's not even responding to you. Like, and the thing is, Avastin doesn't make cancer go away. It just slows the progression. So, I don't know. I feel like some people show a bit too much enthusiasm for Avastin versus what it actually is. It's not a cancer cure. It is a solution that is great, it slows down the growth. So, but like, my issue is I'm on Avastin. Yeah, my headaches have gone away. That one's good, right? But my hand is still stiff, right? I have to keep working on it. I don't think it'll ever come back fully. And then I'm still limping. My left leg isn't doing good. But I'm not having as much trouble projecting, I think. Yeah, I think my throat's gotten better. Like, it's not as difficult talking as it was before. I think it was mainly the lomustine that was doing it. Yeah, I don't know why, but last night, that guy that I saw at the clinic came to my mind, wondering what kind of person he was and what he actually thinks of his diagnosis, because that's how not there he was. Yeah, he looked in my direction. That was about the interaction we had. Like, we made eye contact. I was playing Pokemon Go. But I didn't make an effort to like stand up and walk to him to like talk to him, because that's not the kind of person I am. What am I gonna say? Oh, so you're in here too. How's cancer treating you? Now, it's just kind of small talk can we have? If you can. Have coffee. So yeah. And that's my issue with with glioblastoma patients. There's no, you know, support group. Like if I go on the forums, I went on this glioblastoma forum once, and the thing is, the patients that have glioblastoma aren't on the forum. It's just the people taking care of them. So it's just a bunch of parents and partners that are taking care of their patient, expressing like how frustrating it is and like how depressing it is. It is just a whole the glioblastoma forums are like the most depressing place to talk to people because there's nobody to talk to. Like they're all not conscious enough to be talking or writing into a website. So there's not like, you know, a place to go talk to them, I guess. I could try and look it up and see if there's like a place where you can talk to other glioblastoma patients, but chances are there isn't. Because the prognosis is pretty bleak, I guess, overall, and it kind of sucks, which is why I'm trying to do these vlogs so that people don't feel isolated as much as like it is isolating because other cancers it's like, oh, I survived breast cancer, I survived pancreatic cancer. It's like they go into remission, they survive, and they get to go talk about it and talk to each other about it. But with brain cancer, it takes away your ability to do the talking and the surviving and the walking and the interaction, basically. So all the people that have gone through what I'm going through have gone to already a place where they can't talk about it. The only people I could talk to are like the parents that are like, well, my daughter threw things at me because she's mad and she blah 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 blah. And I'm like trying to explain to the moms, like, yeah, I know it's frustrating, but if anything, it's more frustrating for your daughter, right? Like, you're like, I don't understand. It's a good thing for I guess the parents to be able to talk to each other and voice their issues, but like the patient is the one truly suffering because they don't want to rely on you. They don't want to have you wipe their ass after they could barely take a shit, right? It's, their entire life is frustrating. And for the parents to be like on the forum complaining about their child's symptoms, like, I don't know. Eh. It's a difficult situation because you don't want to have to be stuck taking care of your loved ones. That's a lot of mental work. It's mentally draining because I already been through that. Like my mom was bedridden after getting after surviving breast cancer. She basically got bone cancer and didn't go through chemo, so she's just dying on a bed. Right? It's mentally draining. So I understand both perspectives. But I guess from my perspective, it's more that the patient is the one suffering, not you. Okay? So get over it. I don't know. Different perspectives on things. This is something I could actually write a book about, I guess. Being the cancer patient and being the person with a who's related to a cancer patient, watching them die. I've been experiencing both. So I say die, but I'm like still playing video games every day and I'm good. I am physically good. I'm mentally still here, you know? I'm able to cook myself breakfast and coffee every day, eat ice cream. I'm still on keto. So keto and Avastin are the two things I'm basically doing to keep going. And I think it was Thomas Seyfried's one of his videos that he said that, yeah, you can't cure cancer, but if someone lives to be like a pretty old age, like 90, and dies, is just because they had cancer doesn't mean that they died of cancer exactly. They died of being 90. So I don't know. If I could live to be 90, that'd be interesting, I think, actually. So yeah, my goal is to basically live as long as possible. So far, it's been 3 years since the cancer diagnosis. I need to live for another 87 years. That's a long time. That's too much work. No, I don't like that. That's the other thing. It's like the prospect of living to be 90 sounds cool, but it's also like, ugh. I would rather just die maybe like at 60 or that's that's why 60 is the number I'm shooting for. 60 is a solid age to die at. 70 is normal, right? So, let's see. So 57 more years is what I gotta shoot for. Alright. I can do that. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. It's not a cohesive thought, but what I mean in general is that it's interesting to see other people going through what I'm going through. But it also sucks because it's kind of a reminder that what is possible. But I'm also able to think that I'm fortunate that I am still capable of doing things, you know? Because once I'm unable to walk and I'm stuck in a wheelchair and I'm reliant on my family members to take care of me for getting up and going to the bathroom, I'm already going to be pretty mentally checked out of everything. Because I don't want to be a burden. And that's an important thing. You don't want to be a burden. It's kind of like you'd rather die before becoming a burden, right? So I wanted to, like, I wish I could have a conversation with that guy with glioblastoma in a wheelchair. Like, what he's going through and, like, what he thinks of his situation. Because he's not gonna get better. He's not gonna get up from his chair ever. Just like I'm probably never gonna gain full functionality of my hand. Like, it still works. I can still use it. I can do this exercise. I can do this. Kind of. Can't do it. Do it. Just stretching my fingers every day. I don't know. It's an interesting situation. Emotionally, I'm fine. It's just that guy, I thought about him like as I was trying to sleep. Like, I don't know why. Because he was just a dude sitting in the same room. Had I ignored him. Maybe it was like I didn't want to acknowledge him because it would scare me. But and then I think about the other glioblastoma vloggers that aren't around anymore. They slowly just disappear from YouTube. There's no like final video. It just happened suddenly. I don't know. I will live as long as I can until they come up with a better solution. Because Avastin works pretty decently, but it's not a cure. You know, the guy in the wheelchair is not gonna miraculously get better. He's just not gonna get worse. That's all Avastin does. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will come back on the 13th. I keep saying that every time I record, that I'll come back after my MRI, but MRI is like far away apparently, like very far away. So yeah, anyways, probably be streaming video games and stuff.